Nathan! I have so many viewers asking me. I have boatloads of friends with whom I'd like to draft, but we're not sure how to work this fancy newfangled website. And if that sounds like you, then you are in luck, because that is the purpose of this video, to walk you through this website if it's your first time looking at it, so that you know how to set up a draft with your friends. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head to auction.emeraldblitz.workers.dev and head up to auction setup. Now, you're going to type in the names of your friends, and really you want to draft Emerald Blitz with between 5 and 8 people, but for the purpose of this, we'll just go with 2, just so that we can keep it nice and simple. But as you can see up top, you can toggle how many people you're playing with, and then the default funds down there. Default time limit, 10 is good. And then total Pokemon, you want 8 times the total number of people that you have drafting. So for an 8-person draft, that would be 64. For a 5-person draft, that would be 40. And I suppose that means that for our 2-person draft, we will have 16. You can ignore the CSV buttons down here. That's just the Pokemon spreadsheet that the auction is going to pull from. And so we will start with create auction. And that will create a custom URL that you can send to your friends so that they can join the auction, and then they'll pick their name from that setup there and hit ready up when they're good to go. So I'll pretend to be Nathan and Matt for the purpose of this video. So this is what it would look like when Matt gets the link. He'll click Matt, he'll hit ready up, and once everyone has readied up, the auction begins. And then from here, it's really pretty straightforward. You can either type in a custom bid, so I could start the bid at 1,300, say, and make that bid, but I could also simply raise by 100 if I wanted to. And you can see as the timer goes down for one side, it goes down for the other, right? And so you would bid it back and forth, and then once that timer hits 0, that person will win the Pokemon. The money will be deducted from their player card up top, and the Pokemon will be appended to the top right of that player card, so you can see at a glance who has drafted what. Beyond that, I guess there's just the buttons in the bottom right. So the home button takes you back home. The tier list, this is pretty useful. This will show you at a glance kind of if the Pokemon you're trying to bid on is any good or not, or what we consider it to be. There's also the early game tiers if you're just trying to get as far as you can, but you're not so confident about the late game. You can bid with the early game tiers as well. As Minior comes up here, I'll take this time to call out that some Pokemon have unique mechanics or special details about them, and you can hit that star button up here to read about the Pokemon, what makes it strong. Minior doesn't have anything specifically unique to Emerald Blitz that makes it special, but there are plenty of kind of new mechanics, so you'll want to keep an eye out for that star button up there. Continuing back through the bottom right here, the sword will take you to the list of all the gym leaders in Elite Four matchups. This is, of course, very useful. If you're trying to pick, say, you think you might be weak into Tate and Liza, and so you want to check to make sure the Pokemon that you're picking or you're bidding on will actually be good into Tate and Liza, you can pull this Boss Battles link up to check any specific team in the game. The download button will download your auction results, like the history, in case you'd like to preserve that for posterity's sake. We've got a light dark mode toggle right here, that's Solrock and Lunatone. And then last but not least, a pause play button for the timer in case someone needs to stand up and grab some water or something during the auction. Anyone can pause and anyone can play at any time. And with that, I think that's pretty much it, right? You can filter the auction, so if, for instance, I'm trying to check what fire Pokemon have yet to appear or how many have sold, I can quickly filter by fire types. You can sort also in order, so I could sort by cost to see how much the average Pokemon has been going for at a glance. So that's really it in terms of setting up an auction, but while we're here, we may as well kind of run through the whole website. So let's go back to the homepage here. The FAQ, pretty straightforward, right? That's common questions. The Pokedex is another pretty useful resource here. I always have this open as I am playing. This is just like the draft, but you have access to kind of, go through it as you will, right? So you can scroll through here and you're really looking for the key moves. This lists all the moves the Pokemon learns and kind of in order of when they gain access to them, right? We use Gen 7 learn sets, but it cuts out all of the kind of junk here, right? Useless moves aren't listed, it's just key ones. And it also adds kind of the unique TMs and the unique move relearner moves of Emerald Blitz and when you have access to them. So you can see at a glance to make sure that your Pokemon has what it should have by that point in time. Also useful about this, if we scroll down, so eggs can appear in the draft, of course, right? But The actual babies cannot. So if you want to learn about the babies and what good moves they can learn or how they have access to, you can filter through this to read about those. And even Eevee is here, right? Eevee, of course, also doesn't appear in the draft, but all of the key moves over on the left side here, you can scroll across to check out all of their base stats, and Eevee gets a star, similarly for its unique mechanic. You can filter by this also, so if you have a key Pokemon you want to just check really quick, you can filter by it, read about what Milk Drink does, all that good stuff. Next up is Blitz Info, another pretty useful thing to have open as you are running at a glance, sort of a compilation of at a glance useful images. So for instance, all the kind of on the beaten path heart scale locations, the type enhancing items, citrus berries, right, all the good stuff, all the TMs, how much they cost. This is probably the most useful thing on this page, is the list of Pokemon that are valuable to capsule and that are valuable to patch in case you want to access their hidden abilities. But even like Whipped Dream evolutions, all the evolution stones, it'll show you who evolves and with what. Also at the bottom here, you can even see how much money you get from each gym in case you're trying to plan kind of what evolution items or what TMs you want to try to buy at which thresholds. You can come down here during the auction and try to check out, kind of plan out what you're going to buy and when you're going to Power Spike. Boss battles we already covered, so I'll skip right over that. And then real quick at the end here, bottom right, the download icon there will take you to the patch. The Discord will take you to our Discord community. The Git for this game is public, so if you want to check out the code and make a contribution, you can head over to the GitHub there. YouTube, that's presumably where you're watching this video, so you've already found that. The tier list is here also, just like it is in the auction itself, in case you are curious. And then last but not least here, patch notes. If you are curious to kind of learn how this game got to the point it is today, it's been documented in quite a bit of detail, as you can see here. It's patched weekly for the past couple months here, and the patch notes, they're pretty in-depth. I type out everything, all the thoughts of why things are as they are, so if that's interesting to you, if you like getting in the weeds of things, there's plenty to read to keep you busy here if you're interested. And I suppose the final button on the page. Surely no one watching this video would be heinous enough to use this website in light mode. I'll turn that off, but if you are feeling particularly subversive, you can pull up Lunatone or Solrock there to view the website as you'd like. So hopefully now that you've watched the video, you understand how to use this website, you're excited to use it, you're going to send it to all your friends, but even if you don't, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you staying through the whole video, and I'll see you for the next one.